Hi, my name is Katarina Kubasch, and I'm going to talk about chemical intelligence within Tableau. So, what is Tableau? Probably most of you have heard of Tableau, but for the sake of definition, Tableau is a widely used data visualization and intelligence tool. According to Gartner, the world's leading research and advisory company, it's one of the market leaders in its domain, competing against Qlik and Microsoft BI. Tableau has 4 products that concern us. The first one's the standalone product, Tableau Desktop. The second one's Tableau Prep, which is used for data preparation. The third and the fourth one is Tableau Server and Tableau Online. The difference between the two is that the latter one is hosted by Tableau itself. If I say chemical intelligence in Tableau, what do I mean by that? Tableau is mostly used in sales, so it's optimized for sales-related data. It cannot use chemical data, it cannot visualize it by itself. So we've merged ChemAxon tools with Tableau, meaning that JChem microservices is used for substructure and similarity search. Individual structure view is made possible in the way that Tableau can read chemical file formats like MRV or SMILES or INCHI. And this, on the other hand, has been added to data tables. So data tables are able to render dynamically images and create compound views, and this compound information, again, comes from chemical file formats. This creates sort of SAR tables. So we've created some dashboards and views that I'd like to demo. These views and dashboards are not based on a workflow or on a use case. These are rather there to demonstrate the possibilities that can be created using Tableau with ChemAxon tools. So the first view I'd like to show you is the one with the data table, which I've already mentioned earlier. This contains chemical file formats which are rendered into pictures dynamically. If you hover over the chemical files, it enlarges the picture. As to the columns, you can add or remove anything from your database. So you can add chemical data, assay results, or what have you, and you can edit that within Tableau. Setting up the data table is quite easy. You have to set up the source worksheet, everything that you use as an extension within Tableau. So everything what you have from ChemAxon uses source worksheet. So you add the data, you add the structure, you add the structure ID, and that's it. This data table works together with Tableau native filters. So these are done by Tableau, and you can just filter down if you want to narrow down your search, for example. Additionally, you can add a substructure source to a structure filter. For example, searching for benzene. Gives you 300 and something results. We were starting at 400 and something, and we can just clear the filter. The second view I'd like to show you is the CV view, the compound view. So let's say you work with a compound and you already know its ID by heart, so you just type it. Alternatively, you can also add the structure filter, which I showed in the previous dashboard, to this dashboard, if that's what you like to do. I'm just showing this for the sake of demonstration. So you search for your compound ID and you get all the details that you have in your database. If you use compound registration, for example, and you have some calculated data, you can add it to your dashboard. If your chemists or biologists use assay to upload assay results, you can add them as well, separated in the way you'd like to have it. You can have some additional assay information or information about the chemist who did the assay. This view, which you can see here, is also created by ChemAxon. This is the so-called single structure view, which renders the chemical format into pictures. Setting up, again, it's quite easy. So if you just go into the settings, you only need to select the source worksheet and then just add the structure column to it. As to the third view, let's assume that you have lots of assay results and you have calculated data and you'd like to make some sense out of it. So this is a dynamic scatter plot, and on the y-axis and on the x-axis you can set up anything you want to. So you just select it from the drop-down list. Let's say I want to see my calculated log P results against one of the assay results. I'm just picking one randomly. And as you can see, it dynamically changes the scatter plot. Additionally, you can add some filters. This is just an example. So you have a few projects and you want to see, for example, general screening. Okay, this didn't narrow down my search, and you have some outliers, let's say, and you'd like to have a look at them. So you can just select them, and the data table or the STR table just filters it down so you can have a look at it. Here I added some chemical structure information, some calculated data again, but again, this data table and the columns in it can be changed to your liking. This next view is a heat map. This is a theoretical PIKK family selectivity profile, and you can compare all the different results for these assays. This heat map is set up in the way that if you hover over the results, the structure image renders automatically, so you can compare it. What I don't like about this view is the color, because as you can see, it's not really differentiating. So orange is quite hijacking the other colors. So in order to fix this, I'm going to edit the colors. Let's say I won't use stepped colors, but I'll use for example red, blue, and I will use the full color range. So it gives me more of a change. So this is how easily you can set up the colors. This is also needed because if you want to change the columns, so you'd like to add anything from your database, let's add some other PA3K assay results. It can happen that numbers don't work with the colors anymore, so like some numbers are too high. So if you want to edit this, you really need to edit the colors, and you can quite easily adjust it. So the last dashboard I'd like to show you is an example for comparing two compounds. In the list here, I've got everything from my database, every assay result, every calculation. So I randomly just choose something, let's say HERG results. And PIC50. And I can see what the outliers for these measurements are. So I see that I've got this compound ID CXN503 something. I just click on it and it updates. Here's as well an outlier visibly. So if that can give me additional information, just as well as additional chemical info. But again, you can set up everything here, so you can add any sort of additional information. Summing up, you can combine every native Tableau element with every ChemAxon extension that I showed you. the way you like it, so you can drag and drop it on your dashboards. You can change the axis of the visualizations, and you can add molecule views, you can add an STR table, whatever you'd like to have. So share your feedback, use case, features that you are missing, or pain points with us. We're in the process of setting up a demo page with compound registration and essay that includes Tableau as visualization. And if you feel like that you'd like to try it, please request access to it. You can request it on the page on the link there. So thank you very much for listening to this, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me or to contact me later.